We have to be me. Despite, I've got a red dot, I got a yellow dot. Despite the difficulty that it is to be me, I don't really have a choice. It's who I am. And I gotta roll with the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs as best I can. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Christine. Ah! Ah! Hello, RJ. Hello, Julie Flanagan. I just took a big swig of water. It wasn't even a big swig. And it's got like a perfumey taste in it. And it's possible. Good morning, Sandy Shepard. Good morning, Mirasolo. It's possible that my hand had gripped something perfumey in my home right before I reached in and grabbed the ice out of the bin and poured it in my cup. Because there's a yucky taste to that water. And rather than try and fight through the yucky taste and deal with the yucky taste, I'm not doing it. Good morning, Brian Finnegan. Join through the... Oh, wow, you guys are sharing it. That's so fun. Good morning, Marianne Jacobs. How are you? How are you, Marianne? Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're doing okay. Wow, look at this. We got a nice audience. I'm just getting over the great disappointment I had by drinking a water laced with perfume. It's possible it wasn't as benign of a reason. I assumed it was an accident. Perhaps somebody in my household took a dropper and put a couple drops of some various toxin into my water. And that somewhere in the next half hour, 40 minutes, those toxins are going to get through my bloodstream and my nerves are going to start gripping up and I'm going to go into convulsions and not be able to continue my show. If that happens, if that does happen, I have various suspects. And I'd say my probably number one suspect might be my biggest fan, Ian, who happens to be here today. So, yeah, let me blow my nose. Good morning, Atu, Augie, Atu. Oh, you think it was Augie? You think it was Augie? No, I don't believe it was Augie. And while I can still talk, I don't believe it was Augie because Augie went back to sleep. So I think Augie is innocent in this. He's went back down to bed. It couldn't be Augie, but it could be anybody else that lives in this household. Oh, yeah, RJ has some questions when we get to the rapid fire segment of the show. Yeah, Brian knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, and the taste of cologne or, again, I don't know what it was. Maybe I just somebody grabbed the lip of the cup, and I bet that's what it was. I think somebody was trying to be kind and get it set up and perhaps had some toxin on their hand. And again, maybe it was innocent. Maybe it wasn't so innocent. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Sunday morning. And it is October 1st. It's weird that it turned into October. September still seems, you can kind of trick yourself into believing that September's a summer month and you get some really hot days in September, and the pool's even open the first couple days of September. But now the calendar has turned again, and it's October 1st. And this year is going by. We're 75%. I'm working on my math. I think it's important in life to practice things. I practice my Spanish any chance I get. I think it's important to practice your physical fitness. And I like to practice my mathematics skills from time to time. So I did the math in my head. I figured we're 9 months through. We got 3 months left. That means 9/12. That's 75% of the year is over. And it's been a crazy year for me. And it is, it's been certainly a crazy year for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just another year. They're all kind of crazy. They're more crazy now that I don't drink alcohol or I have more adventures now that I don't drink alcohol. I really do. I think so much of my time was spent on my couch with a beer in my hand that I didn't have an opportunity to go out and figure out and find trouble. I don't know if trouble finds me or I find trouble, but either way, I find it. But anyway, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking, show about me sharing some experiences, the ups and downs we have in life, sharing a little bit about life. And I want to thank you guys for joining. And for those that have been watching a while, it looks like we got a good crowd. I'm feeling great, RJ. Feeling great. I was allowed to sleep in. I slept in past 6 o'clock this morning, which is so rare. And my little baby Eve slept in past 7. Her mama was a super mama this morning. She's often a super mama. She was up at 5 this morning with my little son Augie, and I came down. She was in a good mood, and she was preparing the coffee, and she was loving on Augie and being a super mama. So I appreciate her. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show. Hey, you compliment the super mama enough, she sends you a rose. She used to send me a whole bunch of roses when she first got on, and you guys know life can have its ups and downs, and so can relationships. And when she first started watching my show again regularly, she used to send me a whole bunch of roses. It was such a sweet, kind, romantic gesture. Hey, ask and ye shall receive. And all of a sudden, I went from making like 3 cents every live video I did, because TikTok pays you for the gifts you get, whether it's a rose or I don't know, a bear or a weightlifting or a hat or a helmet. Hey, shrink wrap, thank you for joining, and thank you for the rose. I appreciate that. And I was getting like I usually get like 3 cents a day for it. But since Everlasting Bloom, I think, was so anxious to show her happiness at being at the show, Sandy Shepard sent a hand heart. I appreciate that. It suddenly caught on and it got contagious, and everyone started doing it. And I was making like $3 and $5 a day, and which I immediately went out, collected the $3, ran out to Starbucks, bought a cup of coffee, and loved life. Thank you, Julie Shanigan. Sandy Shepard sent 100. Wow, I don't mean it. Now I'm feeling kind of guilty. Ooh, I started pouring my coffee and I got distracted. Let me get back to the coffee. For those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. Thank you for that donut. I wish I had a real donut right now. I might, when I'm done with my show, run out to Mariano's and pick up a dozen donuts. That sounds really good to me. When you come back to the house, a full house full of kids, and you've got a box of donuts, you're like a hero to the family. There's inevitable arguing and fighting on how many donuts each human can have. And so it's sort of stressful, to be honest with you. And if you guys have kids out there or families, you understand what I'm talking about. It's not the Brady Bunch. Not that I ever saw Mr. or Mrs. Brady come back with a box of donuts. But if they did, I have a feeling all the kids would take their equal allotment, their 1 donut each, and there'd be 4 left for Alice, who would enjoy it. But anyway, enough about donuts, hypothetical donuts, and the Brady Bunch. I just poured myself a hot cup of coffee, and I'm so excited to have my first sip. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. I'm going to do something. And you guys are going to have to sit here for 30 seconds. I'll be right back. We're going to keep this cup right here just for scenery. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. This was weird. Hey! But I was still getting Sandy Shepard sending me gifts. Okay, this is funny. Well, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. And I apologize that I was gone for a bit. I'm worried that somebody... Now I might be imagining it. I'm neurotic. I could be imagining it, but I feel that either myself or somebody that helped move the cup had something on their hands. It was soapy or perfumey. And again, I took the sip, and it could be on my tongue. I hope it's not. I hope it's not. I hope it's not. I wanted to enjoy that first cup of coffee. Sometimes when you do live shows, yeah, somebody had lotion on their hands. It was probably that, and was trying to be kind and get me all set up, and had put her hand on the rim, and it got in my mouth, and the lotion was going, bleh. So let's pretend that never happened. Let's just pretend that never happened. Over easy eggs, can I make you a plate? RJ, you certainly can. Do you deliver? But anyway, I just poured myself a hot cup of coffee. None of that yucky stuff, none of my absence actually happened. This is the first time I'm taking a sip this morning, and I'm excited to take this first sip in this rather plain, but hopefully cologne lotion-free cup of coffee. Cheers to us. I don't know. Now I'm imagining it. Now I'm imagining it. I'll let that pass. The coffee's the morning Joe. The coffee is the morning Joe. It's not the IHOP. You know I'm not drinking the IHOP. Does anybody out there want 2/3 of a bag of coffee? If you do, come on by my home in Naperville. We'd be happy to donate to you. If there's a needy family out there needing some coffee that doesn't mind maple syrup flavored IHOP, I would be happy to donate it to a good cause. They don't let us bring opened foodstuffs to most food pantries and what have you. But if they did, I tell you what, I'd take a special ride on my scooter to that and donate that maple syrup. Has anyone ever been to the Tivoli Theater in Downers Grove? Oh, Windy City, dude, have I been to the Tivoli Theater? Have I been to the Tivoli Theater? I grew up in Downers Grove. It is a theater that brings back so many memories. It's a building. It's a downtown that brings back so many memories to me. It has a bowling alley attached, and I used to bowl a lot as a kid, and my friends used to bowl, and we could walk down there. It was about a 2-mile walk. When I was young, the movies were like $1.50. But I'll tell you what, they're still an awesome deal. It's the coolest theater that I've been to it's the coolest theater I've been to. And it's got one of those platforms that can raise and lower a band or a pianist that sometimes they'll have somebody playing before the show. It's huge. It's one of those old-fashioned theaters with they just would never make anymore. And in the top, there's this cool dome cut out that's just spectacular. Even the littlest details, the where you buy the popcorn, or the sign that says men's bathroom is so old, and the little curtains, it feels so antiquated. When you go back, it's like you're going back in time. My wife and I think we saw Top Gun 2, or the release of Top Gun, on the first night it came out, the very first night it came out, and it was like 7, and we saw it on, I think it was like a Friday night at 7 o'clock, prime time. I think the ticket was $7.50. Thank you, Brian. And for anybody out there that's been to a movie lately, if you go on a Friday night at 7 o'clock, you're probably paying $13-14. So you can go, you can watch a show. I think they give refills on popcorn and drinks. The prices are fairly low across the board on everything. And again, just the experience itself, the size of the theater, the screen's big, and again, all the little coolnesses about it. And if you go to the Tivoli Theater, check out the Tivoli Bowling Alley that's next door as well. You're going down into a basement. Again, it's like you're going back in time. There's an old kind of bar area that I've spent a few nights at as well and a few times at as well. The beer's cheap. The bowling alley's neat. There's 12 lanes. Just a really cool experience. And again, I did a video on it. I believe it is the oldest. It was like the second or first theater in the country that played sound movies. And it's something like that. And I did a video on it once. I was standing outside, the lights and the I forgot what it's called, where they put the name of the movie coming up, is really cool and retro feeling. Really neat experience. I would highly recommend the Tivoli Theater. Hey, Kathleen, thank you so much for following the live creator. Marquis, thank you, Greg Pitt. I so appreciate when people follow. I've been on TikTok since, I don't know, November 16th of it's almost 2 years. And the page is growing, and I'm expanding to other social media platforms, and I'm having a lot of fun. So, Kathleen, I really appreciate that you follow me here on TikTok. I love watching it grow. Growing on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook as well. So if anyone doesn't follow me over there, follow me there as well. I go live at 8 o'clock every morning. Usually it's on TikTok. Sometimes TikTok and I kind of butt heads. I want it done my way, but occasionally I'll say a naughty word or two, and TikTok will decide I lose my ability to go live like they did recently, and I'll run over to another social media platform, which I did for a couple days. But surprisingly, they allowed me to go back live again yesterday. I realized it when I was at my daughter's cross-country meet, and hopped on and went live there as well. Good morning, Miss Hampton. How are you? Gonna take another sip of coffee. I think whatever the taste was is in my mouth now. It was in my mouth now, and I maybe need to go brush my teeth. Or you want to hear a funny story? Okay, it's not that funny, and it brings up my DUI, but it's totally true, and it's kind of interesting. I used to drink a lot, and about 4 years ago, on the way back from a casino, I got a DUI. I don't say that with pride, but I almost do, in that it's one of those life experiences that kind of teaches you something. And you don't want to get a DUI. Obviously, there's a ton of risk out there to life and limb, but I'll just tell you, I don't think that impacts a lot of people. The headaches that are involved and the costs that are involved and the embarrassment that is involved when you get a DUI is excessive, is extreme. Extreme. And there's something, and it's like a breathalyzer that they put in your car, which ensures that somebody with a DUI, and I forget what it's called offhand, doesn't drive while drinking. And you got to have it in your car for a year, and it's quite a pain in the butt. And there's a camera in there, and before you can start your car, you have to blow. The coffee is the Morning Joe, but I think it's tinted with a bit of lotion, and so it's kind of a bad mix. So I can't give it a fair. Let me take another sip. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong. But let's not talk about the coffee anymore, even though this is Coffee Weekend. I want to talk about the breathalyzer that goes in your car. If the world really wanted to stop drinking and driving, they would put these in. Is that what it's called? Ballad device? I don't know if you're... Bade device. It's a Bade device. Thank you, Emily. It's a Bade device. That's what it is. They could stop drinking and driving by putting these in every car. There's a camera. There's a thing hooked up to your engine where you can't even start your car without blowing in it. And every 10 minutes or so, there's a little beeping sound while you're driving. And while you're driving, you got to pick up the device and blow into it, or else somebody's alerted and bad things are going to happen to you. Well, let me tell you, this Bade device is very sensitive and detects the slightest traces of alcohol. And here's how I know. There was a day, it was 4 years ago, so it must have been 4 years ago. that I'd been working in the morning. I came home, I took a nap, and I was going to go back to the office. And I don't know about you, but I don't like the taste in my mouth after sleeping. I wanted a little fresh breath. So I swished some mouthwash around and without really thinking, went out to my car and headed out to the office. Oh, yeah, Ken. I blew in and it detected trace amounts of alcohol from the mouthwash that I had swished. And my car wouldn't start. And I had an appointment or needed to get somewhere. And I'm going, crap, what do I do? And in some states, it's a massive issue and a real big trouble. But in Illinois, apparently they can reset the machine if you call in. And I had to call in and say, hey, I promise you, I just swished some mouthwash in my mouth before I got in the car. And I wasn't drinking. Uh, but anyway, it was embarrassing. Fortunately, they were able to reset the machine or the device, and my car was able to start, and I was able to go on my day. But again, it was an interesting experience. It was an embarrassing experience. I'm picking up my daughters from school and having to tell them why I had to blow in a car or blow in a device to start my car wasn't a proud moment, dad moment, I'll tell you that. So anyway, that's my story about the Bay device. What were my favorite games at the casino? By far, I liked blackjack. I think any game at the casino is a losing game, including blackjack. Blackjack. I've had huge wins playing blackjack at the casino, though. And I think the one game you can win over time probably is poker, because the poker's just taking a small percentage of the total pot each time. Hello, Greg Pitt's son. And so I do believe you could probably win at poker. I used to think it was cool. I used to think I was good at poker. And whether I'm good or not, I think spending time in a casino, staring at cards all day, whether you can make money doing it or not, isn't a good use of my time. And I would say my life is better. The hours in my day, the hours that I have left in my life are better spent not in a casino, whether I'm winning or losing. Whether I'm winning or losing. Because if you win, you just want to go back and win some more. If you lose, you feel like a loser and you want to go back and win some more. RJ asked what the biggest I was in the Bahamas on blackjack, and I was playing two hands of blackjack and betting $1,000 each hand. Both of them, I think there was a pair of aces and a pair of eights or a pair of threes on the other hand. I forget which. So I split both. That's $4,000. And there was at least one or two double downs in there. So I myself had $6,000 put out on a hand of blackjack, and I won it all. So that is the biggest hand of blackjack I've ever won. You know, you're bringing in $12,000. It's kind of, I got excited, I must say. I got a little, hey, anyone want to go to the casino? I got a free afternoon. Got to lend me some money first. How was the Bahamas? Bahamas is okay. Again, when you're gambling like I was, you don't often enjoy. I look back on some vacations I took, and I'm kind of embarrassed of them. And, I'd go to the Bahamas. I'd take a friend. They used to pick me up. They'd fly me down, pick me up in a limo, and I was like 25 years old, and it's a cool feeling. And they'd fly me and a friend down and pick us up in a limo and drive us to, it was the Crystal Palace in the Bahamas. I look back on the trips, some of the trips I took, and I'm kind of embarrassed about them because you ask how the Bahamas was, and, I probably spent too much time in the casino to appreciate it. I went on one bachelor party to Vegas, and I got into poker that weekend and was having so much fun. I almost didn't leave the table and barely experienced the bachelor party with my buddies. And it's happened more than once. In New Orleans, same thing happened. Everyone was having a great time in New Orleans at a bachelor party, and I spent most of the time at the casino. So for me, and again, a lot of things for me aren't safe, whether it's gambling or drinking or smoking pot or eating Oreo cookies, because I don't do everything in moderation. Hello, Torin. Everyone says everything in moderation, but I think there's certain people out there that aren't that good at moderation, and rather, I know we have a big family-sized box of Chips Ahoy in the house, And believe me, I've been tempted to go grab one or two several times. But for me, I know if I grab one or two Chips Ahoy, the whole box is in danger. And because once I start getting that taste and that feeling, I'll go, hey, maybe I should pour a cup of milk. It's kind of healthy dipping chocolate chip cookies in milk, isn't it? You need the calcium, you need the protein, and you end up eating 1,500 calories of Chips Ahoy. And I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of exercise uh, to burn off 1,500 calories. So, yeah, no, it'd be great if you set a limit. I don't. I don't set a limit. If I have credit cards or debit cards or access to more funds, I just keep going. Yeah, no, Shannon, I think it's good to recognize things in your life that, you're not that strong at. And I never was able to moderate my alcohol consumption, my gambling, my cookies, or my coffee, to be honest with you. And I don't know. I guess the way to fix the coffee issue is, I don't know, somehow get lotion on your tongue and just kind of ruin the flavors. Again, which reminds me, I want to hurry back upstairs and get some mouthwash. And then drive my car because now I do not have the Bade device in my car. It's important. Kenergy, yeah. And again, it came to me a few years ago across the board on a bunch of different things. But again, it's opened my eyes up to just dieting and what have you. And again, peanut M&Ms. Oh my gosh. I was working at Super Target for 7 months, and again, there's the regular little pack that you could get at a movie theater. There's the sharing size, there's the family size, and then there's the party size of peanut M&Ms, which I think costs like $13.99. I would eat, oh my gosh. Oh, my mouth's watering. My mouth is watering. And I'm excited about peanut M&Ms. I don't think I'm going to get some today, but I might. Every once in a while, it's okay to be naughty. But the problem is, if I would buy a party-sized bag of peanut M&Ms, I'd eat them in 3 days, and I'd feel I'm out, and I might go get another. And each of those binge sittings is probably 1,000 calories of peanut M&Ms, and that's not good. Greg Pitt wants to know any headway on the lawnmower. Greg, I don't think we're going to get a lawnmower at this time of the year, so we haven't looked. And somebody was asking about Erin's track meet yesterday. It was a cross-country meet, but it was awesome. She wasn't thrilled with her performance. I thought she ran great. Some days you're not going to feel your best, and some days running can be really hard, and she kind of felt like her legs were heavy the whole race. But she continued to compete and do her best and run a good race, in my opinion, and I was really proud of her. So she wasn't thrilled with her performance, but I thought she did great. I had an awesome time. I was there for like 3 hours. I was exhausted when I was done. Greg Pitt's telling me to clean the carburetor. I'm not sure why you guys are thinking that I need to clean the carburetor on my lawnmower, because the problem is a wheel fell off. So I don't think, no matter how clean we get the carburetor on the lawnmower, I don't think that's going to help the wheel. Just a hunch. And I don't know much about fixing things. Oh, we don't even own a lawnmower. Well, we did. We did own a lawnmower. I don't know. Sometimes during my banishment, I lost my lawnmower. Men like tools. Men like power equipment. Men like things like that. I feel less of a man knowing I don't even have a lawnmower. Although I do feel a little bit better knowing I don't have a broken lawnmower in my garage that I'm just unable to fix. I would lose a little bit of my man card. I'd also lose, RJ's suggesting I get a robot lawnmower and hook your phone up to it for a live. Have you guys seen those? It'll be kind of like one of those Roombas that vacuums your house, but you can get a lawnmower that kind of... Hello, Cindy Young from Kansas City. Thank you so much for joining. My middle name is Young, believe it or not. But it'll mow your yard robotically. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids style. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Oh, Cindy Young followed the live creator. I so appreciate that. Somebody out there is going to be my 8,800th. And let me tell you, I've really been watching my subscribers grow on TikTok here. and really anticipating my 8,800th follower. I know it's gonna be a great day when I hit 8,800. Kind of kidding about that, and I talk a lot about goals. Well, thank you, TD. I talk about a lot about goals and how I'm coming up on 1,800 subscribers on YouTube, and I was talking to my wife this morning, going, "Hey, we really need to get to here by the end of the day." And then I'm going, it won't matter if we get to whatever that number was, because as soon as you accomplish that, you just want more. I think it's kind of fun to put targets out there and goals out there, and for me, I talk about it a lot, about wanting to do one pull-up. But as soon as I do one, I'm going to want to do two, and I'm going to want to do three, and I'm going to want to do five. And it's good to have goals. But again, I just have set enough goals in my life that when I achieve them, I just set new goals. So the thrill of the accomplishment, it is fun. Goals are good. Smart goals. Yeah, I appreciate that, Abe. I appreciate that. And it's a beautiful day here. It is a beautiful day. I was debating getting a sweatshirt. Did you used to live in Tampa? No, Ella, I never lived in Tampa. I've been to Tampa, I believe, twice. Hello, Lorden. How are you? Thank you for joining. But I never lived in Tampa. I never lived in Florida. No. Thank you for joining, Isaac. Lost connection. Hello, David Waller. Hello, Jody. Hello, Two Shots. I am great, Lorden. I am great. I'm caffeinated. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. The blue sky, the temperatures in the low 60s, and I'm excited about my day. Vintage Nurse likes the casino in Tampa. I didn't know that Tampa had casinos. My hunch is the spreading of casinos and various pot dispensaries across the country is probably in the long term not going to benefit the world in any way. I believe it's only being done so governments can increase the taxes they collect. And I think overall the tax money that I think the government, my opinion on government, I prefer small government and would prefer the money to be kept in the hands of the people and not filtered through government who picks the winners and losers. But Shannon wants to know what's up for today. I'm not totally sure. What I do know I'm going to do is sign off here in the next couple minutes, and I'm going to hop on YouTube and maybe talk for another 15 minutes or there. I don't know if anyone wants to follow me along, but again, I am strategically growing my audience over on YouTube. I think for a person that now is creating content, and it always sounds so funny for me to say I'm creating content, because I'm just having fun, and I'm just talking to my phone and drinking my coffee and chatting it up with you guys. But for a guy that is now doing that for a living, I believe that the business setup they have over on YouTube is probably the best place to build a content creation business. And I was talking about it the other day. Mr. Beast makes like $50 million a year on YouTube, and it's ridiculous. And now he's this great benefactor, and he's always donating money to great causes. I think for me, maybe due to the way I was raised, I may have looked at, and I've had excessive money, but I may have looked at excessive money at various times in my life as almost something to be ashamed of. But I think God put us on this planet to live our best lives. And if we don't maximize our fitness, our health, our relationships, our spirituality, and even our financial, maybe we're not doing the most we can, because I don't know, Mr. Beast makes a ridiculous amount of money over on YouTube, and he's out there spreading that money around and doing good things with it, and I don't know, contributing to society in a real positive fashion. Greg wants to know, is this one of my new Coffee with Ken shirts? No. This is actually an old one that I had a friend made me. This in a sweatshirt. We do have Coffee with Ken shirts and hoodies that are, I don't know how you find them. I think they're on a link in my bio. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to say a link in my bio. I've heard it's frowned upon. But if anyone wants a shirt, don't let me know. Go to the link in my bio. If you want this watch, I would love somebody bought this watch for somebody. It'd be a more serious investment. You can get a shirt for, I don't know, $25 or something, and you can get a hoodie for, I don't know, $40. I don't know what the watch costs. It probably costs more than that. But somebody will, what's the watch smell like? The watch really doesn't have a distinguishable, okay, well, look at the link in my bio. Look at the link in my bio. Check out the watch. I think you'll enjoy it. I wonder if it's the exact watch. I hope that it is. Oh, no. The problem with this watch, as we've talked about, I just looked at the calendar. It says it's the 31st. Somebody needs to alert. Hello, Sandra Lynn. Good morning to you. I hope your son ran well yesterday. I hope that, I'm going to have to reset the calendar because, again, it's this type of watch, and it doesn't know that September only has 30 days. But now we're into October, and we're excited about it. And, oh, yes, for any viewers out there that are new to my show, please follow my page. Be excited, because on October 11th, we're having a super special party for RJ. I don't know really that it's going to be super special at all, but I'll sing happy birthday to him because October 11th is his birthday. And he's a longtime watcher and very active participant, and often will send me or bring me bags of coffee. So I'm going to sing my little heart out to him, and we're excited about that. But anyway, it's a gorgeous day, and I'm going to be hopping over on YouTube here in about 2 minutes. And I want to thank you guys for... Lorden wants to know what happened to the good morning to me videos, or to you videos. And I used to start every morning with me having my first sip of coffee, and it was just me there talking. And I would film them on my camera, and I wouldn't do it live. And I believed I started kind of experimenting with live videos, and I think, for me, the live video is a little more fun. And I think there was a value to the good morning thing, and I just talk. And thank you, Shannon. I would talk for a while, but I believe the live videos are more fun for me. And I don't know, more interactive than me just kind of reflecting. But I thought those were good and did have value and got me through a period in my life. And I think as humans, we're working on things and striving for things and hopefully getting better at things. And I think going live every day was just the next step in all that is Coffee with Ken. And we're going to take this live experience over to YouTube here in a couple minutes. I want to thank you guys so much for joining. Please follow me over to YouTube. Please subscribe to me here on TikTok. Please follow me here on TikTok and subscribe on YouTube. I have a lot of fun doing this, and I so appreciate you guys. I really do. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you are enjoying your day. I hope you're excited about your day. Hope you got a great night's sleep. Hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.